Okay, class, we're going to review the knowledge assessment from chapter 3. So let's go over this together. On our matching, the first one is, number 1 is foreign key. And it's the definition to foreign key. Which letter went with that one? E. Who said that? Kellyanne? E? Yes. So read to me, what is a foreign key? What is E?
Primary key from one table that is used in another.
Okay, a primary key from one table that is used in another table. Okay, what about number 2, a composite key? And where's that one? H. H. That's right, Diana. So what does that say? 2 or more primary keys in a table is a composite key. All right, what's an outermost field?
J.
Leo? J, yes. That is the primary sort field in a multi-field sort. All right. What about referential integrity? Can anybody say that? It's a hard word to pronounce.
Referential integrity. Oh.
Referential integrity. It's hard for me to pronounce sometimes.
Referential integrity?
I get tongue-tied. What's the answer to that? What's the answer to number 4? B. B is not correct.
It's J. No, we already used
No,
J.
it's
A.
A.
Yeah.
A is correct.
I knew it.
A is correct. Referential integrity prevents orphan records to ensure that records do not reference other records that no longer exist. Okay? What about a wild card? Go ahead, Jeff.
13.
What did you say?
13.
13. What letter goes with number 5? F. No.
I.
Yes, I is correct.
Where'd you get 13 from?
That's where you completely threw me off. And then for some reason I called you Joseph instead of Gabe, so I got us on this. A wild card is a character used to find words or phrases that contain specific letters or a combination of letters. So if you don't want to type, say for instance, you're looking for someone that has a really long last name, and you know you have several people with that same last name in there, like Diana Merriweather. So if you don't want to type out Merriweather, if you just wanted to type in M-E-R and an asterisk, then it's going to pull up everything that starts with M-E-R. Or if you want to find everybody with the last name that starts with M, you can just do an M and an asterisk, and it'll pull up all the M last names. Okay, so that's what a wild card is. You can use those asterisks. There's other symbols in there that it lets you use too. What's ascending order?
Ascending order?
Mm-hmm.
C. Go with B.
Yes.
My answers are right here.
B is correct. It sorts data from beginning to end. So if it's alphabetically A through Z, if it's numerically 1 through 100, whatever. Okay, what about descending order?
C.
Sorts data from end to beginning. So again, if it's alphabetical, you'd go Z to A, or vice versa with numbers, you'd go backwards. Okay. What's a filter?
F.
A set of rules for determining which records will be displayed. That's correct. And sort.
D.
Sort is to arrange data alphabetically, numerically, or chronologically. That's right. And an innermost field.
G. She.
Secondary sort field and a multi-field sort. Because we already decided that our outermost field was a primary sort field. So the innermost field is our secondary sort field. Okay? All right, let's go on to the true false.
Sorry. Why have you not yet?
Okay. So number 1 says you can use the navigation buttons to search for data in a table. Is that true or false? Remember when we were doing the step-by-step demonstration the other day when I sent the documents to your computers and we did it together? At the bottom of the access window, you have those navigation buttons where you can,
Triangles and stuff like that?
the arrows where you can go forward or first record, last record, and then we had that search box and we typed Elm in there to find the record that had the word Elm in it. So yes, that is true. Number 2 says you can enter any kind of data into any field. Is that true or false?
False.
Okay, Jason.
True.
false was right.
Oh, God.
Your fields are, remember when we looked at, in design view, when you're setting up a table in design view, you have to set your field type. You can have text fields, you can have number fields, memo fields, date fields. So if you have a date field set up, just like that one when we went in and we put the numbers in and it automatically had it formatted so it went in with the dashes in there for the months and the years. If we tried to type in the word smile in there, that wouldn't work because that's not a date and it's formatted for dates. So that's why that's false. Number 3 says, after you enter data and move to a new field, Access automatically saves the data for you in the table. Is that true or false?
I put false.
Victoria's right, it's true. And that's one of the things that we did when we went in and we changed in that step-by-step demonstration when we looked for the word elm and then we had to go in and put a different word in front of it, change it to elm, something else. After we went over to the next blank, it automatically saved it for us. Okay. Number 4, after you delete a record, you can click the undo button to bring it back. Is that true or false?
False.
True.
True.
It is true.
I thought we tried that.
Yeah, you said
because it asked you.
That's if you are deleting a whole record,
Document?
whole row.
Did you?
I did say record, didn't I?
Mhm.
Well, it's confusing, because there was something in there that we deleted that it said we couldn't change it. But when you read the text, when you go in and you read the text, it said that you could. So we'll look at that one again together. That is confusing. That is confusing.
Because we did the whole
Right.
thing. And
I'm thinking what they're talking about, and the way they have it worded is confusing, but I'm thinking they're talking about on the table, if you just pick like one little cell in that table, you can change it, you can undo it. If you take the whole record out, then you can't. Okay, that is confusing, but I think that's what it means, but since they use the word record in here, then false would be right. But I'll show you in the text where I found that, because the reason that I thought it was true, so that is confusing. Okay, we'll move on to number 5. The find and replace dialog box searches all the tables in a database at one time. Is that true or false?
False.
It's false.
Oh my God, so far so good.
Okay. Number 6, an auto number field will usually make a good primary key. Is that true or false?
True.
True is right. The text said if you did not have a field that you wanted to use as a primary key field, one that's set up as an auto number field is always a good choice. Sometimes when you set up a table, you're not planning on comparing and doing queries and stuff. You just want to keep up with your information, so you may not have a primary key in mind. But if you decide you have to have one, then an auto number field is a good one to choose. Okay, number 7, before you can attach a document, there must be a field in the table formatted with the attachment data type.
True.
Everybody agree with that?
I guess that.
What'd you say?
True is right on number 7.
Cheers.
Okay, the outermost field is the primary sort field in a multi-sort field. We just had this in the matching. Is that true or false?
True.
Right.
All right.
All right. Number 9, the toggle filter button lets you permanently remove a filter and switches you back to the original view. Is that true or false?
False.
What number?
I put
Number 9?
I put false.
True.
True.
It's true, but that again is a very confusing one, and the way the text has it worded, it's very confusing. So I wouldn't blame you for putting false on that one, but it is true. Okay. Number 10, the last one. In a one-to-many relationship, each record in the first table can have many records in the second table. Is that true or false?
True.
The actual phrase here kind of gives it away for you. One too many. So true is the right answer because you can have, it's the one field in this table, but it matches many fields in the other one. Okay? So if you didn't have those answers, correct them on yours, and then you can resubmit them if you've already submitted it, or if you haven't submitted it yet, go ahead and get it turned in. We're gonna move on to chapter 5 next. We're gonna skip over chapter 4 and jump into chapter 5. Chapter 5 is about creating forms. So you're going to do the matching or the knowledge assessment on this one, which you'll have matching and true false again. Okay, so you need to get this completed for tomorrow so we can go over that. And we're gonna start working through these step-by-steps to learn how to take our tables, our information in our tables, and create forms. Does anybody have any questions about chapter 3? Anything
I have a
whatever.
question, but it's not on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Have they gotten those test programs done yet? Because they're practicing.
Miss Heath is checking in the library on that because Mr. Shoemake couldn't get it. Well, you know, we got them installed, but we kept having those error messages. So he put them on the laptop cart in the library and thinks it's going to work there better for some reason. So she's going to get back in touch with me, and if they have it on there and nobody's in the library first block tomorrow, then we may just go on to the library and test that out and make sure it's going to work. So we can do that a few days. Well, I'll be out most of next week for FBLA
Well,
state
we only have
conference.
Thursday break for us.
Right, I'll be here first block Wednesday, but so we'll see.
What about Eli?
I'll leave at 11:30 on Wednesday. Okay. But anyway, so we'll see if it works. So at least maybe the following week we can spend a whole week doing that practice test and see how many of you can get ready for the MOS test. So okay, so no questions on chapter 3. Everybody's good on that and ready to start on chapter 5. Okay.